Bonjour à tous. Welcome back to our very special lesson about French politics, society, and culture. Well, today our topic will be a little bit academic. We are going to study marketing from ethnic marketing to neuromarketing. Well, previously in our lessons, we have seen the big data. Well, the big data is closely associated with marketing, especially with modern marketing. What big data can help us in marketing? Well, the big data can help us better understanding your target, means your client. How can we analyze your client if you want to sell something to somebody? Of course, you have to know who is your client and how they make their decision before buying your product. So on the left-hand side, you can see that we can use data to analyze the behavior of client to show you a full picture of customers' interaction within your business, to reveal everything your customer do on your website, every click, every scroll, how long does he stay in your website, and then where does he go into your website, what page does he see. All these information are collected and analyzing so as to modify the strategy of marketing. And we can also use data, big data, to analyzing your brain. That's what we call by neuromarketing. So what does neuromarketing do? We will explain later on. But in general, that consists of analyze the brain of the client and unconsciousness reaction of people to understand and influence customer behavior. So neuromarketing helps us discover what customer response to products, ads, promotion, package, and so on. And so at the end, we can adjust our strategy to create brand position or even to create a design that will better capture attention of your customers and then to decide the advertising and marketing strategy. Well, marketing is a very huge domain. There are many, many branches within that include integrated mass marketing, in which you consider that the whole world is a big market. There is no difference between Asian market or American market or European market. But somebody talk about ethnic niche marketing. And from that on, we start to look at those marketing as segment. So we have to segment our market. And somebody talk about cross-cultural marketing, and somebody talk about multicultural marketing. So these are all branches of academic research. Well, about ethnic marketing, well, the principle is very simple. A group of people have this consciousness that they belong to the same group. And this identity is defined by ethnic, by your origin, by your physical identity. So this is the very origin, the roots of the so-called ethnic marketing. If you want to go into a market, first you have to study the people, the ethnic. What is their culture? And because culture will influence their behavior and their decision to buy or not to buy something. So generally speaking, the consumer's behavior is determined by their situation, means their ethnic situation. And so there are some important, essential idea, conception that we have to pay attention. Within the ethnic group, there is a sense of self-identification, means that people belonging to the same ethnic, they have the awareness or they have the consciousness that they belong to a certain group, and this group represents certain characteristic or special points in terms of culture. And then from the outside, then the key word is respect. We have to accept, we have to consider every culture, every ethnic as equal, and we have to respect them. And according to their specificity and characteristic, we will define a certain marketing strategy. So generally speaking, different ethnic represent different culture. So people from different culture will see things from different manner, and they will conceive information also by different manner. So if we want to go into certain market, we have to know what people have in their mind, because what they keep in their brain will influence their behavior. And then, so in the cross-cultural marketing, it is important to study, to understand a country and a culture before getting into that market. Otherwise, you may violate some cultural norm, even without knowing that you have done something wrong. So it is a very important step to study your market, your client, your target before going into that market. So as I said before, somebody prefer the name of cross-cultural marketing. Some people prefer the term of multicultural marketing, but generally speaking, refer to quite the same thing. So they pay attention to cultural and psychographic trait that can be applied to certain group of people. So in terms of multicultural marketing, what do we have to do? We have to recognize ethnic. We have to understand our targets. We have to understand value of these ethnics. And then we have to understand their cultural characteristics. And based on this knowledge, we will develop strategy and in the final term to decide what do we put in the advertisement, how to define a good, efficient advertising strategy so that your advertisement will effectively push your target client to buy your product. So this is a message that I pick up from internet, and I consider that this is a very interesting message. A consumer background influences how they consume content, product, and services. Thus, marketers must consider their tradition, languages, customs, beliefs, and experience when crafting message. I love the word crafting because messages should be crafting so that correct messages could be perceived in the correct manner. Multicultural marketing focuses on understanding these influences. It uses them to help you improve your communication skill with your target audience. So what you want to convey to your target must be seriously thinking over and crafting and improved so as the message will be effective, will be efficient. Of course, there are many branches about these marketing strategy, but personally, I think that what is stressed by the terms of multicultural marketing is multicultural marketing see inclusion in diversity. They tend to see something in common, something similar, although they also recognize that diversity should be paid attention to. And the second part of this session is about neuromarketing. By this strategy, we want to review your underconsciousness. What does the neuromarketing do? Well, we can observe behavior. From custom behavior, we try to look into their head, what is going on in their head, in their brain, what is their reaction, how the decision has been made. And from these knowledges, we determine a certain kind of a strategy for advertising, because our decisions are very, very often driven by our instinct and driven by our emotion. So neuromarketing is a very fancy approach to marketing. Well, we want to measure something. And what does the neuromarketing measure? Well, the neuromarketing measuring brain response to market aids. What do you see in advertisement? What does it arise in your brain? So there are some equipment, technical equipment that can help us measure the brain action. What do we measure? We try to measure what do you pay attention to? How long these messages is being retained in your memory? And what emotion has been created when you view something, or when you touch something, or you eat something? Are these positive emotion or are these negative emotion? All these phenomena could be measured or observed in some way or another by some techniques. Well, so in neuromarketing, we focus on emotion because our decision is very often driven by our emotion. And where come these emotion? Emotion come from what we see, what we smell, what we eat, what we touch. So without fail, we look at faces before our eyes go anywhere else, because our eyes like to see beautiful thing. When we see beautiful thing, this beautiful thing, this beautiful woman will arise a very, very positive emotion in my brain, and so my brain will tell myself, buy it. So that is how neuromarketing functioning. So this comes to the end point of this session. So how to sell a standardized product in a multicultural world. So cosmetic company want to sell their standard products to the world. But what should we put in our advertisement if we want to sell the same cosmetic product to an Asian market, to an Asian buyer? As everybody sees, European people like sunshine. So whenever there is sunshine, they are very happy. But here in every Asian society, they have umbrella because they don't want to get pain. So you have to understand your market before going to that market. And so those marketing techniques help us better understand your target and determine an appropriate advertising strategy. So that is all for this session. And these are references that I pick up from internet. I pick up many things from internet. So these are all the references. So until the next session, please stay tuned and hope to see you again. Au revoir, à la prochaine fois.